Welcome back to Multiverse of Anime, where we shatter the boundaries of destiny itself. Before we dive into today's earth-shattering revelation, smash that like button if you're ready to have your mind blown. Hit subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss our reality-breaking content. And share this with every Dragon Ball fan you know, because trust me, they're going to want to see this. Now I want you to pause the video right here and tell me in the comments below, who do you think is the most underutilized character in all of Dragon Ball? Because what you're about to witness will completely change how you see the Saiyan Prince forever. Picture this moment burned into your memory. The battlefield stretches endlessly, scarred by craters deep enough to swallow cities. Mountains have been reduced to dust. The very air shimmers with residual energy that could vaporize planets. Bodies of fallen warriors dot the landscape like broken dolls, their final stands marking a war that decided the fate of existence itself. In the center of this apocalyptic wasteland stands a figure that defies every law of reality you've ever known. Golden hair flows like liquid sunlight in the wind. His royal blue battle suit hangs in tatters, but his spirit burns brighter than 1,000 suns. This is Prince Vegeta, but not the Vegeta whose story you think you know. This is a warrior who learned that true strength comes not from crushing others beneath your boots, but from lifting them up beside you. This is a prince who discovered that pride and humility can coexist in the same heart. This is the man who became the legendary Super Saiyan not through rage, but through love. I am Vegeta, Prince of all Saiyans, protector of Earth, guardian of the innocent. His voice echoes across dimensions as golden energy crackles around his form like living lightning, and I will never let evil triumph while breath remains in my body. But how did we arrive at this impossible moment? How did the arrogant prince who served under Frieza become the universe's greatest hero? How did the man who once sought immortality for conquest learn to sacrifice everything for others? The answer lies buried in a single choice, a moment of pure desperation that shattered the timeline itself. A moment where a 5-year-old prince faced the annihilation of everything he loved and chose to become something the universe had never seen before. Tonight, you'll witness the birth of a legend that was never supposed to exist. But first, I need to know. Drop a fire emoji in the comments if you think Vegeta should have been the main character from the beginning. Drop a lightning bolt if you think Goku was always meant to be the hero. Let's see which team dominates. Are you ready to see how everything changed when the Prince of Destruction became the Prince of Hope? Because what happens next will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about power, pride, and what it truly means to be a Saiyan. The golden light flickers, and destiny holds its breath. But before we dive in, one more thing. What moment in Dragon Ball history do you wish had gone differently? Let me know in the comments because your answers might just inspire our next mind-bending what-if scenario. Our journey begins in the crimson twilight of planet Vegeta, where the air itself tastes of violence and conquest. The royal palace towers above a world built on the bones of the conquered, its obsidian walls reflecting the dying light of twin suns. This is the Saiyan homeworld in all its brutal glory. But tonight, something feels different. Tonight, the very fabric of fate trembles on the edge of transformation. Young Prince Vegeta stands before the massive throne where his father, King Vegeta, broods in shadows. At only 5 years old, the prince already carries himself with the arrogance of royalty. His small fists clenched behind his back as he watches Frieza's massive ship descend through the blood-red sky like a harbinger of doom. "Father, something is wrong," the child prince declares, his voice carrying an authority that shouldn't exist in someone so young. I can feel it in the air. Frieza's energy, it's different today. Hungry, murderous. King Vegeta's weathered face turns toward his son, pride and concern warring in his ancient eyes. In the original timeline, Vegeta would have been off-world during these final hours, spared from witnessing his people's extinction. But destiny has other plans now. Here, the prince's enhanced royal bloodline grants him something his father's generation lost: the ability to sense killing intent across vast distances. Listen well, my son. King Vegeta rises from his throne, placing a massive hand on his child's shoulder. The gesture is tender, impossibly gentle for a warrior who has conquered 1,000 worlds. True strength is not measured by the mountains you can destroy or the enemies you can crush. A Saiyan's greatest weapon is his warrior's heart. Remember this, no matter what comes. The palace shudders as Frieza's soldiers march through the corridors below, their cold laughter echoing off stone walls like the whispers of death itself. Through the towering windows, Planet Vegeta's proud warriors go about their evening rituals, completely unaware that these are their final moments of life. But young Vegeta knows. He's developing ki sensitivity, a gift of royal genetics that skipped his father's generation entirely, screams warnings that make his blood run cold. High above in the void of space, he can feel it building. A power so vast, so absolutely malevolent, that it makes his small body tremble with instinctive terror. "Father," Vegeta whispers, his child's voice cracking with the weight of impossible knowledge. "He's gonna kill us all, every Saiyan, every child, everyone." King Vegeta's eyes widen as the truth hits him like a physical blow. Through the palace walls, through the planet's crust itself, a massive energy signature begins to build. Frieza's death ball, charged with enough power to obliterate entire star systems, grows larger with each passing second. The countdown to genocide has begun, and only one small prince stands witness to the approaching apocalypse. Time moves like molten steel as the death ball above planet Vegeta swells to impossible proportions. Young Vegeta's small hands shake as he feels the malevolent energy pressing down on his consciousness like a physical weight. Every Saiyan instinct screams at him to flee, to hide, to preserve himself. But something deeper, something that defines the very core of who he is, refuses to let him move. "I can feel them all," Vegeta whispers, his child's voice breaking with the enormity of what he senses. "Every warrior, every mother holding her baby, every elder telling stories of ancient battles. They don't know, Father. They don't know they're about to die." King Vegeta kneels beside his son, his massive frame trembling with helpless rage. In the original timeline, the Saiyan King died fighting a hopeless battle against Frieza's soldiers. But here, faced with his child's impossible awareness, he understands that some fights transcend victory or defeat. "My son," he says, placing both hands on Vegeta's shoulders. "What do you see?" The young prince closes his eyes, and his enhanced senses expand beyond the palace walls. He feels the heartbeat of every Saiyan on the planet. The proud warriors sharing evening meals with their families. Children playing in the streets, their laughter echoing off stone buildings. Newborn babies taking their first breaths in this dying world. "I see our people, Father, all of them, and I see them dying." Above them, Frieza's cold laughter cuts through the atmosphere like a blade. The tyrant's energy signature pulses with sadistic joy as his death ball reaches critical mass. In moments, everything Vegeta has ever known will be reduced to cosmic dust. But then, something incredible happens, something that defies every law of power and transformation in the universe. The 5-year-old prince doesn't think about his own survival. He doesn't rage against Frieza's cruelty or curse the unfairness of fate. Instead, his heart fills with something far more powerful than anger, pure overwhelming love for his people. "I won't let them die," Vegeta declares, and his power level begins to spike in ways that shatter every scouter on the planet. "I am their prince, their protector. I won't let my people die." Golden light erupts from his small form like a newborn star. His black hair flickers, shifts, and blazes into brilliant gold as energy beyond comprehension courses through his tiny frame. At 5 years old, witnessing the genocide of his race, Prince Vegeta becomes something that shouldn't exist, the youngest Super Saiyan in universal history. But this transformation is different from every Super Saiyan awakening that will come after. There's no berserker rage, no loss of control. Instead, Vegeta's golden aura pulses with protective energy, each wave of power carrying his desperate love for every life he's trying to save. Final flash! The technique pours from him instinctively, a massive beam of golden energy that tears through the palace roof and rockets toward space. It's not enough to destroy Frieza's death ball, but it accomplishes something else entirely. The collision of energies creates a dimensional rift that tears reality itself apart. Hundreds of Saiyans caught in the expanding vortex are pulled through space and time as the death ball finally impacts. But the strain is too much for a child's body. As planet Vegeta dies in flames behind them, young Vegeta collapses, his golden hair fading to black as consciousness abandons him. As Vegeta's small body falls through the dimensional void, a death beam from the surviving Frieza tears through space, aimed directly at the unconscious prince's heart. The death beam slices through the dimensional void like a spear of pure malice, its purple energy crackling with Frieza's murderous intent. Time seems frozen as the lethal attack rockets toward the unconscious prince's small form, tumbling helplessly through the cosmic rift he created with his impossible transformation. But something miraculous happens in that split second between life and death. Even unconscious, even with his golden hair faded to black, Vegeta's body moves with Super Saiyan reflexes that transcend normal awareness. His small form twists impossibly fast, the death beam passing through empty space where his heart had been only milliseconds before. Golden sparks flicker around his unconscious body like protective lightning, his sane biology instinctively accessing the legendary power even in sleep. "Impossible!" Frieza's voice echoes through the dimensional tear, his mechanical eye focusing on the child who somehow escaped certain death. A Saiyan brat cannot possess such speed. The tyrant's shock quickly transforms into rage as he realizes the magnitude of what just occurred. Not only did this child somehow achieve the legendary transformation at an impossible age, but hundreds of Saiyans have escaped through the dimensional rift. His perfect genocide has been turned into a mere massacre. King Vegeta, caught in the same cosmic vortex as his son, stretches desperately toward the small prince's falling form. His weathered hands close around his child, just as the dimensional rift begins to collapse, sealing them away from Frieza's immediate pursuit. They crash land on an alien world with crystalline formations jutting from purple soil. The impact creates a crater that glows with residual Super Saiyan energy, the very ground seeming to hum with the power that saved them all. Around them, other Saiyan survivors pick themselves up from similar crash sites. Their faces mixes disbelief with profound gratitude. "My prince," Nappa gasps, his massive frame battered but alive as he approaches the crater where father and son lie motionless. "What happened? How did we escape?" But before King Vegeta can answer, before anyone can process the miracle they've witnessed, new energy signatures appear on the horizon. These aren't Saiyan. They aren't even organic. Two figures step into view, their movements unnaturally precise and emotionless. Android 19's pale form gleams in the alien sunlight, while Android 20's aged appearance masks technological terrors beyond imagination. Dr. Jiro's voice crackles through Android 20's speakers, cold and calculating. Fascinating energy readings, the mad scientist observes through his creation's sensors. A Super Saiyan transformation in one so young, and such interesting genetic material scattered across this world. Perfect specimens for our research. The android's red eyes scan the crash site with mechanical precision, their power levels reading far beyond anything the exhausted Saiyans can currently handle. The survivors of planet Vegeta's destruction have escaped one nightmare only to stumble directly into another. Young Vegeta stirs weakly in his father's arms, his power completely drained from the transformation, completely vulnerable to the approaching mechanical predators. 15 years have passed since that fateful day when a 5-year-old prince shattered destiny itself. The crystalline world that once witnessed the Saiyans' desperate crash landing has been transformed into something magnificent. New Vegeta City rises from the purple soil like a testament to survival, its gleaming spires built from salvaged Frieza Force technology and the natural crystal formations of their adopted home. But this is not the Saiyan civilization of old, built on conquest and brutality. Under King Vegeta's wise leadership and the peaceful influence of their Yardratian allies, the survivors have evolved into something unprecedented, warrior protectors who fight not for domination but for justice. Prince Vegeta stands atop the highest crystal tower, now 20 years old and bearing the weight of leadership with a grace that would be impossible in the original timeline. His power level has reached an incredible 50,000 through disciplined training, rather than endless battles. More importantly, he has mastered techniques that the original Vegeta never learned. Instant transmission, spirit control, and the ability to sense the emotions of others across vast distances. "Status report, Nappa," Vegeta commands, his voice carrying authority tempered by genuine concern for his people. The massive Saiyan general approaches, his own transformation remarkable. Gone is the brutish destroyer who once served Frieza without question. In his place stands a seasoned protector whose power has grown through purpose rather than rage. "Prince, our scouts report successful completion of the Katasan refugee evacuation," Nappa says with pride that runs deeper than military accomplishment. Raditz's diplomatic mission to Namek proceeds smoothly. The Namekians are impressed by our changed approach to interplanetary relations. Vegeta nods, but his enhanced senses detect something troubling in the cosmic winds. His connection to the universal energy grid, developed through years of Yardratian meditation, carries whispers of disturbance from a distant blue world. "And the Earth situation?" he asks, though he already knows the answer will be grim. "Escalating rapidly, my prince. Without the catalyst of our original invasion, their warriors remain weak by galactic standards. Goku's power level barely reaches 8,000. The human fighters struggle to break 1,000. And Prince, Nappa's expression grows dark. We've detected artificial energy signatures on that world. Androids with power levels in the millions." The revelation hits Vegeta like a physical blow. In the original timeline, his invasion of Earth inadvertently strengthened the planet's defenders through conflict. But here, Earth's heroes face mechanical nightmares without the preparation that combat experience provides. Worse still, his developing cosmic awareness picks up something that makes his blood run cold. There's another energy signature on Earth, faint but unmistakable. Saiyan energy, pure and untrained, with potential that rivals his own transformed state. "Another Saiyan lives," Vegeta whispers, the words carrying the weight of impossible hope, but he doesn't know what's coming for him. Through the vast reaches of space, his enhanced senses stretch toward Earth like invisible fingers. He feels the android threat building, mechanical minds calculating the perfect moment to begin their harvest of organic life. He senses the pure-hearted Saiyan, whose key signature pulses with innocence that breaks his heart. King Vegeta joins his son on the tower, age and wisdom etched into his weathered features. "You're thinking of intervening. A prince who abandons his people is no prince at all," Vegeta replies, but his defense of his people has expanded far beyond the Saiyan race. "Father, I've seen visions, flashes of possible futures. If Earth falls to those androids, their evil will spread across the galaxy like a plague." The old king places a massive hand on his son's shoulder. "Then we go to war again, but this time we fight for strangers who may never thank us." Vegeta's enhanced perception suddenly spikes with alarm. Across the galaxy, he senses massive power signatures moving toward Earth. Frieza lives, rebuilt with mechanical parts and burning for revenge. King Cold accompanies him with terrible purpose. But there's something else, something that makes even his evolved senses recoil in horror. A perfect being with power that defies comprehension approaches Earth from the depths of space. Cell, the bio-android, somehow exists years ahead of schedule, his perfect form already achieved through means unknown. Gather the Royal Guard, Vegeta commands, golden energy beginning to flicker around his form as emotion triggers his transformation. We leave for Earth immediately, and Father, his voice carries the weight of destiny itself. This time, we may not all return. The journey to Earth takes 3 days through hyperspace, but Vegeta's enhanced cosmic awareness makes every moment feel like an eternity. Through the ship's meditation chamber, he extends his consciousness across the void, feeling the approaching storm of malevolent energies converging on the blue marble planet that holds the key to everything. On the second day, a desperate transmission crackles through their communication system. The voice is rough, unfamiliar, speaking in broken galactic standard with an accent that suggests a harsh, unforgiving world. Any warriors who can hear this message, Earth is under attack. Artificial beings of immense power are hunting our fighters like animals. Our strongest defender is down. We need help. Please, if anyone out there has the strength to face machines with power levels in the millions, we're running out of time. King Vegeta exchanges a meaningful glance with his son, Piccolo. Vegeta identifies, his enhanced senses reading the desperation behind the alien's stoic words, a Namekian warrior. His power level is barely 300,000, but his tactical mind is sharp as a blade. Can we reach them in time? Nappa asks, checking their ship's navigation systems. Vegeta closes his eyes, placing his fingers against his forehead in the familiar gesture of instant transmission. I can, but I'll be going in completely blind. No backup, no knowledge of the battlefield conditions. Without hesitation, he locks onto the strongest key signature on Earth. The world materializes around him in a flash of light, and immediately his senses are assaulted by the acrid smell of smoke, the taste of electrical discharge in the air, and the sight of a city reduced to rubble. Before him stands the green-skinned Namekian, his white cape torn and bloodied, facing off against a pale android with emotionless black eyes and energy-absorbing palms. Android 19 moves with mechanical precision, each step calculated to corner his organic prey. Behind you, Piccolo shouts as Android 20 materializes with devastating speed, but Vegeta is faster than machine calculations can predict. Golden light erupts around the Saiyan Prince as he transforms instantly, his Super Saiyan aura blazing like a miniature sun. He catches Android 19's energy-draining palms before they can make contact, his evolved transformation protecting him from the absorption technique that has already crippled Earth's other defenders. You're not from this planet, Piccolo observes, his sharp tactical mind immediately assessing this new variable even in the midst of combat. Prince Vegeta of the Saiyans, he replies, driving a knee into Android 19's mechanical gut with enough force to send the artificial being flying through 3 city blocks. I heard you needed assistance. The teamwork that develops is immediate and instinctive. Piccolo's strategic brilliance complements Vegeta's overwhelming power perfectly. When Android 20 arrives to support his fallen comrade, the Namekian uses his stretching arms to bind the android's movements while Vegeta charges a technique that lights up the devastated cityscape. Special Beam Cannon. Piccolo's concentrated energy pierces through Android 20's chest at the exact moment Vegeta's final flash vaporizes Android 19 into component atoms. But their victory celebration is cut short when a new energy signature appears on the battlefield. It's massive, pure, and unmistakably Saiyan. A figure in orange gi lands softly nearby, completely unafraid despite witnessing Vegeta's golden transformation. Wow, another Saiyan. The newcomer grins with infectious enthusiasm. And you're really strong. I can sense it even with you powered down. Vegeta stares in amazement at this warrior whose untapped potential makes his enhanced senses sing with recognition. This is the pure-hearted Saiyan he detected from across the galaxy, but meeting him face-to-face reveals something unexpected. What's your name, warrior? Vegeta asks, dropping out of Super Saiyan form. I'm Goku! Thanks for helping Piccolo. Say, you wouldn't want to spar sometime, would you? I bet I could learn a lot from fighting someone like you. In that moment, instead of the rivalry that defined the original timeline, Vegeta feels something he's never experienced before, the recognition of true kinship. Here stands a Saiyan whose heart burns with the same protective fire that triggered his own transformation, but tempered by a purity that puts even his evolved spirit to shame. As the 3 unlikely allies begin to bond over their shared victory, massive energy signatures suddenly appear in Earth's orbit. King Cold's dreadnought descends through the atmosphere with mechanical Frieza aboard. But they're not alone. From the ship's shadows emerges Cell's perfect form, his bio-android body gleaming with power that makes even Vegeta's cosmic senses recoil in terror. The massive shadow of King Cold's dreadnought blots out the sun as it descends through Earth's atmosphere like a harbinger of universal destruction. The ship's hull gleams with technological horrors that make even the android's power seem primitive by comparison. But it's not the vessel itself that sends chills through Vegeta's enhanced senses. It's what emerges from its depths. Cell steps into the dying light, his perfect form radiating confidence that borders on divine arrogance. But this Cell is different from any timeline Vegeta has glimpsed in his cosmic visions. This bio-android has somehow achieved perfection years ahead of schedule, his green carapace gleaming with power that defies every natural law. Magnificent! Cell purrs, his voice carrying harmonics that make reality itself shiver. A Super Saiyan who fights for others rather than himself. Your genetic material will make a sublime addition to my collection. Vegeta, Goku, and Piccolo stand ready for battle, but even their combined might feels insufficient against the trinity of terror before them. King Cold's massive power level, mechanical freezes, enhanced cybernetic abilities, and Cell's perfect form create a convergence of evil that no single world should have to face. Goku, Vegeta says quietly, his voice carrying the weight of desperate strategy. Can you transform like I do? Goku's expression shifts to confusion, his pure heart struggling with concepts beyond his experience. Transform? Into what? Of course, without the original timeline's desperate battles and tragic losses, Goku never unlocked the legendary transformation. Vegeta realizes he'll need to awaken his fellow Saiyan's potential in the space of heartbeats. Close your eyes, Vegeta instructs, placing his hand on Goku's shoulder. Feel the need to protect everyone you love. Feel it burn in your chest like a star being born. Golden energy begins to swirl around Vegeta as he demonstrates, his aura touching Goku's consciousness through their shared Saiyan heritage. For a moment, Goku's own power flickers, his spiky hair shifting slightly toward gold, but the transformation remains incomplete. I can't. Goku gasps, frustration cracking his usually cheerful demeanor. There's not enough anger in my heart. I don't know how to hate like that. Then don't use hatred, Piccolo interjects, his tactical mind recognizing what makes this timeline's Vegeta unique. His transformation feels different from the legends, transformed through love, not rage. Vegeta nods, understanding flooding his features. Using the advanced technique he learned on Yardrat, he places his hand on Goku's forehead and begins to share his memories. The destruction of planet Vegeta, the love for his people that triggered his first transformation, the protective instinct that defines every moment of his evolved existence. Goku's eyes snap open, blazing with newfound understanding. I see it now. Thank you, Vegeta. The golden transformation erupts around Goku like a supernova of pure intention, his innocent heart creating a Super Saiyan form even more radiant than Vegeta's battle-tested power. But the technique of sharing transformation memories has left Vegeta temporarily drained, his own golden aura flickering uncertainly. Two Super Saiyans? Cell laughs with genuine delight that echoes across dimensions. Even better, I'll absorb you both and become something beyond perfect. As Cell's perfect form begins to blur with impossible speed and Frieza's mechanical body charges its most devastating attack, reinforcements arrive from the stars above. Nappa, Raditz, and Tarble land with earth-shaking impact, followed by the entire Saiyan Royal Guard. King Vegeta himself descends like an avenging angel, his aged but powerful frame radiating decades of accumulated wisdom and strength. My son, the Saiyan King declares, his voice carrying across the battlefield. No prince fights lions when his people draw breath. As the Saiyan reinforcements take their battle positions, Cell's perfect form suddenly splits into multiple copies of himself, each one radiating the same terrifying power. The bio-android grins with predatory satisfaction as he reveals his ultimate technique. Allow me to introduce my Cell Juniors, each one a perfect replica of my magnificent self. The Cell Juniors materialize like nightmares given form, 7 perfect replicas of Cell's ultimate power scattered across the file appeal. Each one radiates the same terrifying energy signature as their creator, turning what was already an impossible fight into a mathematical certainty of destruction. Magnificent, isn't it? Cell's original form purrs with sadistic pleasure. Each junior possesses my complete power set, my perfect techniques, my flawless combat intelligence. Even your legendary transformations cannot overcome such overwhelming numbers. But Cell has made a critical miscalculation. He's facing warriors who learn to fight not as individuals seeking personal glory, but as a family bound by love and sacrifice. Royal Guard Formation Omega. King Vegeta commands, his aged voice carrying the authority of 1,000 conquered worlds. Protect the Super Saiyans. A battle that erupts reshapes the very landscape of Earth. Nappa engages 2 Cell Juniors simultaneously, his massive frame moving with grace that defies his bulk. Raditz uses his incredible speed to create after-image decoys, confusing 3 more Cell Juniors while Tarble coordinates devastating combination attacks with the remaining Royal Guard members. But the true spectacle unfolds as Prince Vegeta and Goku work in perfect harmony against Cell himself. Their golden auras interweave like twin stars dancing around each other. creating combination techniques that push even Cell's perfect form to its absolute limits. Final flash. Vegeta roars, his golden beam carving through the atmosphere with enough power to split planets. Kamehameha! Goku's signature technique, supercharged by his love-based Super Saiyan transformation, meets Vegeta's attack in a spiraling double helix of pure destruction. Cell barely evades the combined assault, his green form flickering with actual damage for the first time. Impossible! I am the perfect being. I cannot be surpassed. Perfection is just another word for stagnation. Vegeta replies, using instant transmission to appear behind the bio-android. True strength comes from bonds that can never be broken. Meanwhile, King Cold and Mechanical Frieza launch their own devastating assault on the Saiyan forces. The Elder Tyrant's raw power clashes with King Vegeta in a battle that echoes their first encounter decades ago. But this time, the Saiyan King fights with the wisdom of age and the strength born from protecting rather than conquering.
You destroyed my world, my people, my dreams, King Vegeta growls, his energy aura blazing white-hot with accumulated rage. But we survived, and we became something you could never understand.
Mechanical Frieza, his cybernetic enhancements allowing him to battle multiple opponents simultaneously, launches death beams in every direction. But Piccolo's tactical brilliance coordinates the Earth defenders, his stretching arms binding Frieza's mechanical limbs while his regeneration allows him to absorb damage that would kill any other warrior. The turning point comes when one of the Cell Juniors breaks through the Royal Guard's defense, its claws extending toward Goku's exposed back as he commits fully to a final attack on Cell Prime. Time seems to freeze as the deadly strike approaches, victory and defeat balanced on a razor's edge. Vegeta sees everything in that crystalline moment. He can complete his own devastating assault on Cell's core, ending the bio-android forever, or he can save his Saiyan brother and risk Cell's regeneration, turning the tide of battle. There is no hesitation in his heart. Brother! Vegeta abandons his attack, using instant transmission to intercept the Cell Junior's laws with his own body. The bio-android's strike pierces through his chest, but his sacrifice creates the opening Goku needs. Spirit Bomb! Goku screams, channeling not just his own energy, but the life force of every living being on Earth. The massive sphere of blue-white energy engulfs Cell and his remaining juniors completely, their screams echoing across dimensions as they're obliterated on a molecular level. The chain reaction of Cell's destruction creates a feedback loop through all the artificial beings on the battlefield. Mechanical Frieza convulses as his cybernetic systems overload in sympathetic resonance with the bio-android's demise, every circuit frying in cascading failure. King Vegeta seizes the moment, delivering a finishing blow powered by a lifetime of accumulated rage. This is for Planet Vegeta, for every Saiyan child who never drew breath because of your evil. King Cold collapses, his massive form creating a crater that spans city blocks, as the feedback from his son's destruction courses through their shared technological enhancements. But victory comes at a terrible price. Prince Vegeta collapses, his golden hair fading to black as his life force ebbs away like water through broken stone. Goku catches him, tears streaming down the pure-hearted Saiyan's face as he cradles his fallen brother. "Thank you," Vegeta whispers, his voice barely audible above the settling dust of battle. "Thank you for showing me what it means to have a true Saiyan brother." As consciousness fades from the prince's eyes, something extraordinary begins to happen across Earth's surface. Third cliffhanger. 7 orange spheres begin to glow with inner fire across the planet, their light visible even through the smoke of battle. The Dragon Balls are reacting to something that transcends normal resurrection, their ancient power responding to a sacrifice so pure it has awakened forces beyond mortal comprehension. The Dragon Ball's ethereal glow intensifies until they shine like miniature suns across Earth's war-torn landscape. Without any summoning ritual, without the traditional incantation, Shenron emerges from their combined radiance. But this is not the same eternal dragon that Earth's heroes know. This Shenron radiates ancient cosmic power, his serpentine form coiling through dimensions as his eyes hold wisdom that spans the birth and death of galaxies. Prince Vegeta of the Saiyans, Shenron's voice resonates through reality itself, each word carrying harmonics that make the fabric of space-time shiver. Your sacrifice has sent ripples across the cosmic balance. The universe itself demands your restoration. Goku looks up through his tears, hope blazing in his pure heart. You can bring him back? You can save my brother? Not merely restoration, Shenron corrects, his massive form undulating with power that transcends normal magic. Evolution. This Saiyan's transformation was born not from rage or pride, but from love in its purest form. Such nobility creates possibilities that extend beyond the boundaries of normal resurrection. Golden light surrounds Vegeta's fallen form like liquid starfire, but something unprecedented begins to occur. Instead of simple healing, his cellular structure starts to evolve at a fundamental level. The wound in his chest becomes a focal point for energy that transforms his very DNA, rewriting the basic code of what it means to be Saiyan. When Vegeta opens his eyes, they blaze with golden fire that doesn't fade. His hair remains the brilliant gold of Super Saiyan transformation, but now it pulses with a deeper radiance that speaks of permanent change. I can feel it, Vegeta gasps as he rises to his feet, power coursing through every atom of his being. The Super Saiyan form is no longer a transformation I access, it's who I am now, what I've become. This permanent Super Saiyan state represents something beyond even the legends. Vegeta has become the first truly evolved Saiyan, a bridge between his warrior heritage and an entirely new evolutionary path. His power doesn't just multiply, it transcends the old limitations entirely. But their moment of triumph shatters when the ground beneath them cracks with seismic force. From deep underground, something that should be impossible claws its way to the surface. Joro's hidden laboratory has activated its final protocol, triggered by Cell's destruction to release its ultimate creation. Hello, my prince. The voice carries familiar Saiyan inflections, but twisted by artificial enhancement and burning hatred. I am Paragus, reborn through science and an eternity of revenge. The figure that emerges is a nightmare fusion of organic Saiyan genetics and mechanical horror. Paragus, somehow preserved and enhanced by Garo's technology, his natural hatred for the royal family amplified by cybernetic neural networks. But he's not alone. Behind him rises a form that makes even Vegeta's evolved senses recoil in terror. Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, but not the mindless berserker of legend. This Broly is controlled, focused, his immense power channeled through mechanical implants that prevent him from losing himself to rage while maintaining every ounce of his devastating strength. You saved us from planet Vegeta's destruction. Paragus snarls, energy weapons emerging from his cybernetic arms, but you condemned my son to a lifetime of hiding, of suppressing his true nature. Now, Prince Vegeta, face the consequences of your mercy. The controlled legendary Super Saiyan Broly steps forward, his green aura crackling with barely contained power that dwarfs even Cell's perfect form. This isn't the chaotic destroyer of myth. This is a perfect weapon with tactical intelligence, and every ounce of his legendary might is focused on a single target. Vegeta, in his new permanently ascended state, clenches his fists, his golden energy swirls around him like a living storm. His cosmic awareness reveals the truth. This final battle will determine not just Earth's survival, but the future evolutionary path of the entire Saiyan race. Then let's finish what planet Vegeta started. Vegeta declares, his voice carrying the authority of divine kingship. Brother against brother, prince against prince. But this time, love will triumph over revenge. The final battle between Vegeta and controlled Broly reshapes continents with every exchange. Two legendary Saiyans clash with power that threatens to tear holes in reality itself, their combat so intense that dimensional barriers begin to crack like fragile glass. Mountains crumble to dust beneath their feet while storms of golden and green energy paint the sky in impossible colors. But the true victory comes not through superior strength or devastating techniques. It comes through something far more powerful, the unbreakable bonds of childhood memory and Saiyan brotherhood. Broly! Vegeta calls out during their earth-shattering exchange, his permanently golden aura flaring with protective energy instead of destructive rage. You don't have to be his weapon anymore, you're not a tool for revenge. You're a Saiyan prince, just like me. For the first time since the battle began, Broly's mechanical precision falters. The massive Saiyan's green aura flickers as confusion crosses his controlled features. Deep within his cybernetically enhanced mind, memories that Paragus thought he had erased begin to surface like light breaking through darkness. I remember, Broly whispers, his enormous frame trembling as genuine emotion breaks through decades of artificial control. We played together as children on planet Vegeta. You protected me when the other children mocked my crying. You called me brother. That single memory, preserved despite years of technological manipulation, becomes the key that shatters Paragus's perfect control system. Vegeta doesn't defeat Broly through violence or domination. Instead, he extends his hand, golden energy flowing between them as he shares his own transformation experience through their reconnected bond. The change is miraculous. Broly's chaotic green aura shifts, becoming golden like Vegeta's, but maintaining its legendary intensity. The mechanical implants that kept him docile overload and shatter as he achieves his own evolved state, his power finally stabilizing for the first time in his tortured existence. My prince, Broly says, tears streaming down his scarred face as he kneels before his hallowed friend. Forgive me for what they made me do. Rise, my brother, Vegeta replies, helping the massive Saiyan to his feet with genuine warmth. We are equals now. We are family. Paragus, witnessing his perfect weapon's defection, launches a desperate final assault powered by cybernetic rage and mechanical enhancement. But his artificial body simply cannot compare to the power of evolved Saiyan hearts fighting together. Goku and King Vegeta work in perfect harmony to neutralize the cyborg, choosing imprisonment over execution because even this timeline's heroes have learned that mercy can transform enemies into allies. 5 years have passed since that world-changing battle, and Earth has become something unprecedented in galactic history, the unofficial capital of a universal alliance built on protection rather than conquest. The Saiyan colony has relocated to Earth's moon, creating New Saiyan City as a shining beacon of hope for displaced peoples across countless star systems. Vegeta, now bearing the dual titles of Prince of Saiyans and Guardian of Earth, stands atop the lunar city's highest crystal spire, watching over a transformed cosmos. His permanently golden hair catches the light of both Earth and Sun, a visual reminder of how far he's traveled from the arrogant prince who once served Frieza. The Saiyan race has evolved beyond its violent origins entirely. They've become protectors, explorers, and peacekeepers, whose very presence in a system brings stability and hope. Tarbo leads diplomatic missions that resolve conflicts through understanding rather than force. Raditz and Nappa train the next generation of Saiyan children in combat techniques focused on defense and protection rather than conquest and domination. Goku has mastered his Super Saiyan form completely, his pure heart making him Vegeta's perfect partner in defending their new world order. Together, they've established the Earth Defense Corps, training humans like Krillin, Yamcha, and Tien to power levels that would have been impossible in the original timeline where conflict shaped their growth. Most remarkably, Broly has found peace, serving as the protector of Earth's wilderness and endangered species. His legendary power, no longer suppressed by artificial controls, is used to heal damaged ecosystems and nurture new life. His gentle nature, finally free to express itself, has made him beloved by every creature under his protection. You know, Goku says as he joins Vegeta on the observation deck, his orange gi pristine despite the intensive training session he just completed. I sometimes wonder how different things might have been if we'd met as enemies instead of allies. Vegeta considers this, his permanently golden eyes reflecting the deep wisdom he's gained through transformation and sacrifice. In another timeline, perhaps we would have been rivals, constantly pushing each other through endless conflict and competition. But I believe this path, the path of cooperation and brotherhood, has made us stronger than any rivalry could ever achieve. The greatest change, however, is in Vegeta himself. The arrogant prince who once saw others as obstacles to his personal destiny has become a leader who sees every life as precious and worth protecting. His transformation from destroyer to protector represents more than personal growth. It embodies the complete evolution of an entire warrior species. As the camera pulls back, revealing Earth surrounded by a network of allied worlds, all following the example set by the evolved Saiyans, we see a universe that isn't perfect but is actively healing, growing, and becoming something beautiful. The cosmos itself seems brighter, more hopeful, touched by the ripple effects of a single child's love-driven transformation decades ago. What if Vegeta had been the main character from the beginning? Vegeta muses to himself, aware that he's asking the central question of our entire alternate timeline. I suppose we'll never know what that other prince might have become, what path his pride and rage might have taken him down. But I know what this prince chooses to be: a guardian, a brother, and a bridge to a better tomorrow for everyone. The golden sunset reflects off New Saiyan City's crystal spires as our tale reaches its conclusion, leaving viewers with a single powerful truth that resonates across all possible timelines. Sometimes the greatest strength comes not from conquering others, but from conquering the darkness within yourself and choosing to lift others up alongside you. In this timeline, the Prince of all Saiyans became something far greater than a legendary warrior. He became a legendary protector, and the universe itself is better for his choice.